Hi everybody, this is Ryan Howard with Chip Theory Games, here to talk to you today about Tanglewoods White. It's one of the 3 decks in the Tanglewoods 20 Strong campaign, and we're going to go through it a little bit. First, talk about some of the similarities and differences, how to play, and then I'll play a game of it. You guys can kind of see how it works. So this deck, unlike the red deck, the red deck is still also kind of in the middle of our kind of finalized graphic design. This one is like that as well, but it does not have any of the finalized art in it either. So you're looking at something that is sort of representative of what the final product will be, but not really. Like it's kind of like a facsimile, and the final version, in addition to having like nicer materials and stuff, it'll have Manny's awesome art in it, and our graphic design team will have a bit more time also to really kind of hone in and make it look really extra special. So anyway, we'll go through it though now, and we'll kind of see how it works. Like all of the 20 strong Tanglewoods decks, there are a few things that this one has in common with those. Starting out, you take you'll shuffle all of the Fable and enemy cards together, and you will deal a 3x4 grid of face down enemy cards. You have to work your way through the Tanglewoods. In this case, the Tanglewoods is represented by these cards here, the Forest, which you're going to be moving your character, your health die through, and when you get up here and finish an engagement in this top corner over here, then you will go in to fight the boss. The boss is the evil stepmother who is behind this castle keep, but you will also first have to make your way through her castle, which is where 3 of her minions will be. You'll shuffle up the 6 castle cards and randomly put 3 of them out here face down. And depending on the choices you make during your stay in the woods, like they will play various cards against you and try to hurt you on your way to get to her. There's also a market like there is in the other games where you can spend money to take various actions or to buy various items. And there is this is a day and night card. So unlike in the other games where there's day and night sides to things, this is more of a day and night card where, depending on which side it's face up, then you will possibly be interacting with the night effects in addition to the regular effects of an enemy or a fable. And yeah, there's enemies and fables like there are in the other ones, which enemies are pretty standard. Fables are things that kind of events that will happen to you, as you play. Sometimes they'll be by themselves, and other times they will be during battle. You also got your hero over here. Heroes are double-sided like they are in the other 20 Strong Tanglewoods decks, and there's kind of a flip trigger that will cause me to flip that over, and I could use the power on one side and the power on the other side. Today I'm using Peckish and Reckless. I'm going to start on the Peckish side. Peckish and Reckless are, unlike this Tinkerbell drawing that we've got here, they're 2 of the 7 dwarves, which all of the 7 dwarves will be featured in the heroes, because this is kind of a Snow White and the 7 dwarves themed deck. We made up our own names for the dwarves though. So we've got Peckish and Reckless here. Over here we've got the Hunt deck, which is where kind of additional enemies will come that I can either add to my engages when I have additional enemies, or can add to repopulate the forest as I go through the forest and start revealing some of these cards. How the game works essentially is that every time that I move my die to a new space on the woods, and I can only move like in orthogonally adjacent spaces, then I will activate the card that I moved on to. And these cards start face down, but you can pay money in the market to push some of them face up, among other things. And I will activate that, and then I will activate additional effects based on the iconography on the cards. So some cards don't have anything. Most cards have at least either a plus enemy or a plus modifier ability. So if you look at, for example, this card, it's got a plus enemy, which means that I have to add either one of the face-up cards in the strategy area, or the top card of the hunt deck to the engagement. There's also the plus modifier, which means that I have to take a modifier from either an adjacent space to me or the top modifier on the hunt deck and add that to my engagement as well. Modifiers, there's 5 of those. They basically are one-time, single occurrence things that will change your setup a little bit. So, for example, there's 5 of them. There's Forebode, which means you add the top card of the hunt deck to one of these castle stacks, and I'll explain that in a bit. There's the Winded, which means you exhaust your strongest die, your strongest available die. There's Robbery, which means you either have to pay 3 gold, take 1 damage, or discard an item. There's Summon, which just means you take that card and you add it to your engagement. There's Apple, which causes you to swap 2 stats that have different values and also flip the day-night card. All right, so you start out, you're down here, and you have to move onto the bottom left space first. So I'm going to move over here. And so you move, and then you take the card, and you activate it face up. All right, so actually looks like I got a Fable first. So no engagement is going to take place. So let's see, after this conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. Set this card next to the merchant. The next time I visit the merchant, I cannot buy items with an even number as its printed cost. Okay, so there's no engagement, so I'm going to do this right away. I'm going to put this over here, flip the day-night card, and then when you go to the merchant, you get the top 3 cards out that you can buy, but I can't buy any even-numbered cards. So if I wanted to buy cards this time, I could only buy a shiny trinket. Let's see. What does the backside of this do? Because remember, like in the other decks, you can spend money. You can spend 4 to upgrade an item in your inventory to its plus side. So what does it do on the back here? It says set enemies. So the front side is just set an enemy's bribe cost to 2. Back side is set an enemy's bribe cost to 2. If you bribe the enemy, gain its reward as if you defeated it. Instead of discarding this card, flip it to its non-upgraded side. That's pretty good. Yeah, I will do that actually. I'm going to spend 1 to buy this. And I'm going to spend 4 more to upgrade it, so I'm going to go down to 8 gold. Now, since I acquired a single-use or ongoing item, I have to flip Peckish over. So now I'm going to be on Reckless's side. So this is upgraded. Reckless, by the way, his ability is before the suffer damage step, you may deal damage equal to any one enemy's strategy or attack stat to any other enemy, as long as it would be defeated by this damage. And then, but when my health reaches 1. I can flip Reckless over. So let's see. I've got 8 gold left. Do I want to do anything else? Well, I have some money, so I'm gonna actually spend 5 as well right now to get down to 3, and I'll save that rest. But I'm gonna flip one of these over. So if you want to flip over a forest card, it only costs you 1. If you want to flip over one of the castle cards, it costs you 5. They do kind of tell you on the back like how many hit points the enemy on the front side has, so you want to keep that in mind, because that's kind of the other element that we've got here, which is that when you defeat an enemy, the first time you defeat an enemy every engagement, you have to put that enemy on the castle stack of one of these guys. And so when you start the end of the game, when you're going to be choosing the order in which you want to take these guys on, but you can only commit a number of dice every engagement equal to the amount of cards you played on them from earlier in the game, and they will play all of those cards against you, and they will execute all those modifiers against you before you get to roll dice. So like if you put a bunch of Winded cards up here, that means that they're going to force you to exhaust a bunch of dice, before you can start attacking them. So it's kind of a question of like, which cards are you putting up here? How many cards you want to put up here before you go in? Because the fewer cards you put up there, the less damage they're going to do to you, but also the better you have to roll, essentially, to take them out. So a fun decision-making loop there in terms of like trying to figure out when the best time is to leave the woods and go into the castle. So I'm going to flip over this one so I know what this is. So it says, all right, so the Poison Goldsmith. So when resolving a forebode card from the castle stack, I ignore its effect and I gain 3 gold instead. Well, that's pretty good. That's a good one to get right away. And then after this conflict ends, I visit the merchant. That's the nighttime effect, though. All right, so I'm done with the merchant thing, I think. So I'm going to discard this card over here, and then I'm going to move on. So I can move in an orthogonally adjacent direction. So I can't move back out of the woods because I'm stuck in here. I don't know how to get out. I'll go up, I think. So then when you move, you replace the space where you're in and all other empty spaces, if there are any, with the top card of the hunt deck. So this forebode card goes down here now. There's now a robbery card as the top card of the hunt deck. So I'm going to activate this. What do I got here? Oh, geez, another Fable. There's not that many Fables in the game, so I got some Fables that I have dealt out here. So after this conflict, so it's nighttime now, so I have to do both of these. So after this conflict, you may exhaust up to 4 dice, plus 5 gold for each die. Oh, these will also be discarded. Sorry about that. But You exhausted to 4 dice. Plus 5 gold for each die exhausted this way. Then visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. But after this conflict, set this card next to the merchant. The next time you visit the merchant, you cannot select the mend action, which means I would not be able to recover any dice. But that's actually okay for me because it's the start of the game. I don't have any dice to recover. But I could get some money. I could exhaust up to 4 dice. I'm going to exhaust, I'm going to just do yellow, blue, and green. And that'll get me 15 gold. So I go up to 18. All right, so I set the card next to the merchant. I can't take the mend action, so I cannot get these dice back right now. That's okay. So I got 3 more out here. So I got some, I've got a crystal ball, which is ongoing. Before moving, I may pay 1 gold to peek into the adjacent card. I've got Gorp, which is just +2 health. I can single use +2 health. I can use it at my leisure. And then Coupon, which is reduce the cost of a merchant ability or item by 2. Now remember, I do only have 2 spots for items currently because I've got my strategy set is only a 2, which is it tells you how many items you can have. And this one is reduce the cost of a merchant ability or item by 4. Flip it over. It's reduce the cost of a merchant ability or item by 6. Instead of discarding this card, flip it to its non-upgraded side. All right. These are not great, so I think I'm going to buy the coupon. I'm going to upgrade the coupon as well. So that's going to cost me 6 to do. So then go down to 12. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend 5 more. I'm kind of looking out here going to the merchant so early. So I'm going to flip over this one. Let's see what this one is. All right, the Witch Queen. When resolving a non-summon card from the castle stack, I may choose to activate it instead of resolving the modifier effect. If I do this, I get +1 health. And then at nighttime, its hits may only be applied to this enemy and enemies with the summon modifier. So that's kind of a tough one to run into at night. I'm done with this. Just discard these. All right, let's see. I want to find an enemy so I can do some fighting here. All right, so we'll move here. All right, here we go. The Starving Stone. So it's got 5 health, 2 attack, 2 bribe. It's got a +1 modifier, so I have to pick either one of these 4 adjacent places to do modifier from, or take the top, do the top card of the hunt deck. So this is a during at the start of each strategy phase, pay 1 gold or -1 health and flip your hero. And then the special is after this encounter, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. Plus modifier. So I could take a summon and add that card. I could take a winded and exhaust my strongest die, or I could pay some money. Or I could do a forebode and just add this. Honestly, I think I actually am going to do the forebode because I know that the goldsmith is out, and when the forebode is add the top card of the deck to one of the castles, so I'm going to add it to this one, so I know that I'm going to get gold off of this later. That's the benefit of paying the money to flip these guys over. All right, so start of each strategy phase, pay 1 gold or -1 health and flip your heroes. So it benefits me to kill this thing quickly because the more strategy phases I repeat, the more gold or health that I lose. So I'm going to pay a gold and roll 5 dice. Okay, that's not great. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. I'll save this. All right, so I'm going to pay, so it's not a strategy phase, so I'm going to, remember I only have 2 of these, so I need to defeat it this time or he's going to hurt me. So I'm going to pay 1. Roll these again. I'm not going to add any more dice, though. All right, there we go. He is so dead. I gain 5 gold for defeating him. And after this encounter, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. So the encounter's done. I defeated him. This is the first enemy I defeated, so I have to put this guy somewhere. I'll put him on this unrevealed castle one. And then I have a recovery of only 2, so I'm going to recover this and this. All right, so I can visit the merchant. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can use the mend now, and I do have dice that I can recover. I only have 8 stuff, though. Oh, but I do have my coupon, so I could get one of these for free and then flip it over. That might be... Oh, but my strategy isn't upgraded, though. Oh, but I kind of want that pot of gold. All right, well, even though I upgraded the Sunny Trinket, I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use my coupon to reduce the pot of gold cost to 0. And then I'm going to discard the shiny trinket. Sorry, shiny trinket. And gain a pot of gold. I'm going to spend 6 down to 2. Little cash pour. But I'm going to recover these dice. Okay. So done with the market. Do I want to buy this? No, because I only have 2 spots in my thing. All right. Okay, so I can move back. I would love to get some stats upgraded here, but you upgrade stats in this game by fighting enemies, certain enemies. So I gotta find those guys. All right, let's see. I'm gonna move down here, I guess. Ooh, but no. I'm gonna move up here because I don't wanna be forced to like take a robbery or a summon. So, all right, I'm gonna move up here. So after this conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. All right, so then it's daytime, so that's the only thing that happens. Okay, all right, I guess I'm going. I don't have anything to buy here though, so this is not gonna be helpful for me. So I'm burning one of my merchant uses here because I've also gotta get these guys out. Oh no! This could have increased my recovery, but I don't have enough money to buy it even with my coupon. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, I don't want to spend any money, I don't think, here. That's frustrating. Okay, well, this is scary. Look at, because if I move over here, then I don't know what the top card of this is going to be, but I'm going to replace this card with this card, which means that my only modifiers would be summons, so I would have to do multiples. But maybe I could do my one dwarf army then if I did that. Well, let's try it, see what happens. I might regret this. Okay. Wither, which is +1 enemy. All right, when activating modifiers, I must select summon if possible. Well, good news. And then it is during, and this, I had to go to markets. This is day, it's night again now. And then only dice of a single color may be committed this engagement. Ooh, okay. All right, this is scary. I'm gonna go like this, I guess. So I have to activate this. Oh boy, okay. Okay, Forest Dragon. So after this conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. But yellow hits deal +1 damage because it is at night. So it's only dice of a single color may be committed this engagement. So do I dare try to throw? Ooh, this is tough. I need to kill this dragon as well. Okay. So I just gotta talk this out for a second. So I could choose to only roll yellow, commit yellow dice to start out with to take care of Wither. No, that doesn't make sense. I shouldn't do that. What I should do is I should roll purple dice to start out with. Guarantee that I can take Wither out in the first engagement, and then I can roll a bunch of dice after that, after Wither is dead, including yellow dice to kill the Forest Dragon. The Forest Dragon needs to be. Yeah, because I only have 2 gold either, so I can't bribe either of these guys. What if I die right away? Okay, all right, good. So apply these, boom. You're dead. So I gain 4 gold, and should I apply these or should I try to roll them and get a better thing? Oh, this is so scary. I really need to not be killed by this guy, especially because I'm on video and I don't want you guys to see my shame. All right, I'm gonna apply these. So this is applied. So I need 5 more hits to take this guy down. I'm gonna roll all my yellows for certain. And I'm gonna roll a red. So I need 5. 5. Okay. And I'm gonna roll. Oh, I have no idea if this is gonna be enough. This is so frightening. All right, I'm gonna roll these. This is the magic of 20 strong, guys. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that was a horrible roll. Okay, well, look, I almost did it. That was almost good. So because I've got 1, 2, and then yellow hits deal +1 damage at night. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. But I needed 7 to take this guy out. So he actually hits me for 3, and since I only have 3, I am dead. So this is like the thing of 20 strong is that like, obviously I could have, guaranteed, more or less guaranteed to success if I had committed a few more dice. But I was thinking there's like a gambling aspect of it. It's a strategic resource management, so obviously I could guarantee just knocking this guy up. I rolled all my dice, but I have to save some of those dice for later. And like as someone who who worked on this thing and made it, it is nice to see that like it's still difficult and I can lose it, even on like normal mode. So I did lose, but I think you've probably gotten a good kind of idea of how the game works. So let's kind of like do some simulated endgame stuff so you can kind of see like what happens. Let's pretend I didn't spend any more money to flip over these other cards, but I have played a few more times. Like this guy would have been added to one of them. Put him here, and then let's just kind of simulate this out. So. Okay, so I have kind of gotten it ready. I've kind of simulated, as you would normally be playing, you would be adding cards to the different castle stacks by defeating them or by like taking the forebode modifier. So I've kind of set that up as if I had done that. I've also set it up so that I've kind of gone through the game, gotten my stats increased a little bit, and maybe got some cards back, lost some dice. But I have not spent any more money to upgrade to flip over the other 2 castle cards. So when you start this, first thing you do is anything that you hadn't flipped over, you flip it over now. So you can kind of see what you're going to be facing, but you won't be able to then make an informed choice about like what you have placed under your castle card or under your castle cards. So we've got the other things we had were the magic mirror, which is when resolving a non-summon card from the castle stack, resolve its effect twice, and then if this is the only undefeated enemy, you cannot apply a die to this enemy unless you banish a die of the same color. And then the evil stepmother is place the day-night card on its night side. We were resolving a apple card in the castle stack, ignore its effect, and instead -1 to any stat, and then flip the day-night card. And then this one, the night effect is at the start of the first engagement at night, select a random unselected castle card. The evil stepmother gains its night effect and +1 attack. So I can choose any order of these to do. I'm gonna choose the Witch Queen first because I would like to take advantage of like the health bumping thing, and then maybe get some more money, and I can go to the Poison Goldsmith and visit the market afterwards. So. Let's play this on myself. All right, so I'm going to play robbery first. So I have to pay 3 gold, lose 1 health, or discard an item. Well, this item doesn't do me any good anymore because I am in the end game. So I am going to discard that. Get rid of that one. Winded, I have to exhaust my strongest available die. So I'm going to exhaust this. So forebode. I have to do the modifier at the top card, so that means I have to take the summon card and summon it. Big bad wolf spider. Apple, I really don't want to flip the knight because I want to be able to visit the merchant after the Poison Goldsmith. So I'm actually going to take advantage of this ability that lets me summon this, and then I can +1 to my health. And then gotta summon this card. It's Wither. And then let's see. I'm gonna pay 3 gold on this this one here. So I've played. These were both played. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So I can normally commit 6 dice to this because as I know cards the Witch Queen played on me. But this only lets me use dice of a single color during the engagement until this guy's dead because it's nighttime. Oh, reds, purples can't be applied to this enemy either. Ugh, this is toof. Bearing that in mind, I'm going to try to take this guy out easily by rolling these 3 purples first. I could take 4 damage and live with because I'm at 5. So I want to take out that big bad wolf spider is what I really need to do. Okay, so this guy's dead. So I can now commit more than just purple dice. 4. So what I need to do is to roll these dice and hope that I can get a crit on one of them at least. Oh boy. This is not good. Come on, please. No, no. Well. So what I was hoping for was that I would get a crit on one of these. So I kind of, simulating end terms, you don't have everything that you normally would want to have in terms of, I didn't like go fishing for like better items or, my stats even probably, I would have wanted my stats to be a little higher by the time that I got out here. What I was hoping for was to be able to apply 4 dice to this guy and then to use my reckless power to basically take the damage here, but then use one of these 2 guys' 2 damage to defeat the big bad wolf spider, which would put me down to 1, but then also would let me defeat this. So I would be able to kind of go again, right? So then what I would do is I would go down to 1, and I would flip myself over to peckish. After an engagement, I can pay 3 gold to bump my health up 1. So I would have paid that. Would have recovered these guys. Anyway, continued to attempt to defeat the thing, but I did not do that. I was sadly tragically killed by the Witch Queen. So. Part of the thing is like I kind of gambled a little bit, I guess, when I was simulating my turns. I gambled in terms of like how many dice do I think I would need to roll to defeat all these enemies, and I picked a few too many cards to put in there. I only put 6 cards in there, and so I was only able to roll 6 dice, which kind of hamstrung me at the end. So that is kind of the question that you are going to be facing when you're playing this game: is like, when do I strike? Like what is the right balance of like how many dice I need to add to this, or how many dice I think I can get away with rolling and not have the effects of the cards overwhelm me. So it is like a fun little puzzle, and it is a puzzle that I ended up on the wrong side today, but hopefully that allows you to kind of see the challenge and like the kind of like thought process you're gonna have to go to every time you play this game. So each of the 3 Tanglewoods decks have like their own kind of like calculuses that you kind of have to think about when you're going through them, like their own sets of risks and rewards. And so hopefully this one looks like a fun one to you, and thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the other 2 videos as well. All right.